Okay, so from what I understand, we're actually live this time, unlike the last show we did where we talked for 15 minutes before I realized that nobody could see us. So that's a good start. We're off to a good start here. I'm super excited about this particular show. We have two very good friends of mine on. The first being Kat from Stellar Serpens, and the second being Pete. What the heck is that? Sorry. For Pete Snakes. And I could go on and on, but instead I think I'll let them introduce themselves to you. So we're just going to roll the intro and get right into it. It's Friday night, so you know what that means. I think I need a new intro video. I don't think I like that one anymore. Anyway, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, so Kat's actually been on once before. However, Pete, really? That's got to be record time for Kat. However, Pete never has. So, Pete, would you like to introduce yourself and, just say a few words about what you do before we get into it?
I'm Pete. I'm a little old man who lives in Nova Scotia, and I put snakes on children.
That's okay. We're going to leave it at that. I really, really hope that somebody one day is looking into booking you and comes across this video, and this is
great.
The they see of you. I mean, I'm sure it's going to happen at least one time. But no, truthfully, you work in reptile education.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I don't think people understand how important that actually is for our hobby as a whole. Just getting rid of that fear at that age is so instrumental in not even just bringing people into the hobby, but just helping expand the minds of younger children. So it's actually really cool.
I think so.
And apparently you have a ton of fans. We already have a good amount of watchers here. So hello, everybody. If anybody has any questions for either Catherine or Pete, please drop them in the comments. We'll get to as many as we can. Now that said, Kat, would you like to introduce yourself for, I guess, a second time?
I breed ball pythons.
Hey, you know what? I don't know why no one else has used that, because it is the easiest way to get going. Okay, so we'll start out with Pete. How and when did you get into the reptile hobby, quote unquote?
I got our first snake, a ball python, in 2018, spring of 2018, just because I thought it would help with my anxiety. And then I met you.
I'm sorry.
So am I, especially right now.
So, truthfully, though, you and I met each other through a Facebook group.
Yes.
And I don't even mind name dropping. It's fine. It happened. So we were both administrators in the Ball Python People Facebook group, which, has a mixed opinion of it out there. Let's say that's what we'll leave it at. But you know what? Thankfully, I myself, I got to meet you, and I got to meet a bunch of other really cool people that way. And honestly, I think you're the only person I really kept in touch with. Which I'm personally very happy about. But all that said, how did you go from just keeping snakes to what you truthfully are just sort of starting to get into now, which is the reptile education?
This isn't fair because you know all these stories.
I know most of the stories of questions I ask people, so don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. Well, in March of 2021, I just posted a thing on Facebook just to my fellow Nova Scotians that all of our local snakes are harmless and non-venomous. And that little post ended up going a little viral. And that sort of led me to pursue doing educational work like in real time with real people instead of just posting on Facebook.
So when you say went a little viral, it went a little more than a little viral. What happened was you made a post about how all your native Nova Scotian snakes are pretty much there's basically nothing there you have to worry about, right?
Exactly. They're all helpful.
But yeah, the way that you had worded it, it was very, very well written. And it picked up steam fast. Like, holy crap. You had what'd you get? Like 2 different news outlets that reached out to you at one point?
Yep.
So Lauren's asking if you're offering degrees.
In what? In memeing? In making a nuisance on Discord?
Well, that's the other thing.
I have a PhD in that.
I also didn't mention, though, this is actually the first admin exclusive, Discord admin exclusive Friday Night Live as well, which is kind of cool. I apologize because Mark isn't involved. I didn't mean to exclude anyone or whatever, but
message Chris if you want to join his Discord. I'm the only nice one there. All these other people are terrible. So
yeah, we force him onto these shows where he has to.
That one right down there could easily rip your arms off.
I mean, that's probably true.
It's accurate, but I wouldn't do it.
It's pretty scary. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be Discord related at all. I actually just wanted to get Pete on here to promote himself a little bit and just get him out there a little more. So how many snakes do you have now, Pete?
16. Just
16.
Yep.
Wow. Does that include the ones? Does that include the ones that you have coming?
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
I don't
So
have
you're,
those.
they're yours. You just don't have them in your physical possession.
I'm not
yeah,
feeding them or caring for them. So no.
Well, at least Isaac's down here being honest. Um, yeah, but so you have 16 animals now. How, I don't know how I want to ask this question, but how do you decide which animals you're bringing for a specific booking? Like, is there any method to your madness? Is it just whatever's not in shed right now? Like,
Whatever's
how
not
does
in
that go?
shed, whatever has needs some downtime. Like I try and give the balls at least 2 weeks off after everything. The colubrids usually can go out every time, but the ball pythons need a little extra time off. Depends on the snake too, right? Because one ball python does great every single time and will eat 2 days later. Another ball python is a little bit more touchy. So
And it's actually kind of funny that you say that, because that goes way back to when I had Brian Gundy on. I think it was like the 3rd episode of this show,
yeah,
maybe the 4th episode, and he was saying that, like, especially with taking animals out for educational shows and stuff like that, the difference just from one animal to the next is it's shocking. It's surprising that you would have such a different reaction from two animals with the exact same species.
Yep.
But I think it's one important part of the hobby that we all forget. Like, these animals all also have their own personalities. Like, they're all very distinct creatures, right? So
I try to rotate them based on their individual needs. So if I know one gets touchy about eating shortly after, I'll give them extra time to mellow out. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what the magic number is of snakes that I need to have a good rotation, so I can always have a few to take out.
I'm
hoping it's under 30.
I mean, well, now that you have a vehicle and you can take more bookings, you're going to need more snakes.
I don't want maintenance to become such a slog that I resent it.
I'm going to tell you something right now. 30 snakes still ain't that bad.
Yeah, well, no, it ain't too bad.
No, it's getting there.
I'm telling you, I wish I only had 30 snakes.
Well, yeah.
But that said, you also have a lot of snakes that aren't ball pythons. Like, I know cleaning up after a colubrid can sometimes be a little less, let's say, easy than.
They produce a toxic sludge that smells of hate.
Okay, so let's switch over to Kat.
Yay!
We're in the last couple of months of 2022, so I can't really go with the number of clutches expected for the year question. But how many did you end up with? Total.
4 and 2 were split.
So it was a bit of a slower year for you.
It was a terrible year for me.
Now, to be fair, though, you were also refocusing on, your career and everything like that. So it might have come at a good time. And everybody is well aware that, we all have some slower production years. Like Nick and I's second year, I think it was our second year doing this together as a Reptile Ward. I think we only had 4. Yeah, I think we only had 4 clutches too, actually. And every animal out of those 4 clutches, except for one, was a male. So it was not a good time. So I'm sorry. Now I'm just thinking about how bad that year was. Like, literally just wanted to get out of the hobby. Okay, so I'm dropping this one for both of you. And guys, everybody watching, drop me some questions here, please. So for the both of you, we'll start with Pete. How has the Discord benefited you? And before you answer, I'll preface this in case anybody isn't aware. We have our own Discord, the Reptile Ward Discord. Everybody's welcome. It's completely free. I don't ask you to join any Patreons or send me money and claim it's for whatever. That's not a knock on people that have Patreons either. Like that. all power to them. We just don't do it. So if anybody's interested that's watching this, feel free to send me a message on Instagram. Actually, I think you can send any of us a message on Instagram. We all have the power to invite you in. So don't hesitate. But back to the question, Mr. Pete.
How's the Discord benefited me? Well, if I had to point out the one thing about the Discord that has benefited me a great deal, it has to be the wide array of selfies I can Photoshop. It's really helped me, fill up my days and
polish that Photoshop skill.
Exactly.
And guys, if anybody's curious, he spends a fair amount of his time just photoshopping us doing weird shit. So,
and they're really great too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Some of them are. No, they're all gold. I shouldn't even say some of them. They're all fantastic. Oh, this is good. This is good. Dylan wants to know how many moms have asked for Pete's number.
I give the moms my number by default.
If they already have it, I can't ask for
speaking of which, no, actually, I'm not going to answer that question. Because I'm all about the grift for my friends, I will only answer super chats honestly. So anything else, I'm just going to make something up.
That was sneaky. So I'm asking everybody to ask questions, and you just told them they can only ask questions if they.
You get it. I will answer every question, but I will only answer super chats honestly.
Oh my god, that's funny. Okay.
He doesn't want to answer questions.
I'm trying to make Chris some money, man.
Okay. Switching over real quick. I'm gonna ask Kat this again. I know I've asked it on our last show. But you have a pretty unique business name, and I do not like that that's covering your face while you answer this. But yeah, what are the origins of your business name?
Serpens is a constellation. So when I was looking for a business name, I wanted to think about things that I was interested in. Stars, the moon, all that's very fascinating. So stumbled upon that and then just kind of ran with it. And now that I'm into plants, there's also plants called serpens.
I mean, so it just works. Are you going to get like a variation of your logo with like a vine instead of the stars?
Let's breed first.
Introduce a snake. What?
Business name. Where'd it come from?
In the post that went viral, I ended off with something like for Pete's sakes, don't kill snakes. And somebody commented, "Don't you mean for Pete's snakes?" I said, fine.
I mean, it works so well.
The news loves it. They love stupid puns. Moms love it. Parents love it. Kids love it. So I'm all for it.
I mean,
I just went along with it.
Yeah, and honestly, like for what you're doing with it, it's ideal, right? It's very easy to understand. It's a little bit cute. And you kind of embrace that. You kind of embrace that too, because your logo went with the cartoony style. So, for what you're doing, it actually ended up being a ideal name, and it's easy.
It is easy,
great,
and everybody loves it, except for me, because I hate terrible puns.
So you memed yourself.
I memed myself. I trolled myself with my own name. Yep.
Okay, well, that's something.
But no, I love it. It works. I've reaped the benefits of it. Moms love it. News loves it. Whatever.
What was your first big disappointment or letdown in the hobby?
Who are you asking?
You.
Why are you bumming people out? Why you gotta harsh my buzz, man? The first time I lost a snake. That's the worst.
Would you like to expand on it? Like what happened?
Well, it was a baby boa, and we had an apartment fire, and I don't know whether it was smoke inhalation or stress. Bye, Kat.
She's like gone. Maybe she had internet problems.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she didn't even just drop off like the screen. She's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He just took a downward spiral, and we woke up one morning and he was no longer alive. Come back, cat.
Oh my god. Lauren is brutal.
What? Oh no.
Also, if she died, why would she disappear off the, like, don't you think she would still be here and it would just be awkward because she'd be dead?
Oh, that would be interesting, just looking at her corpse.
Yeah, right? So I don't think that was it. But, like, if she did die and she had the wherewithal to, like, drop off this right before that, like, that's impressive.
Maybe she fell off her desk.
Here's my MBK.
Nice. Yeah, so
Oh,
for people that don't know, Mexican Black King Snake,
mm-hmm.
they're absolutely fantastic. We actually have, well, if Kat hadn't just disappeared on us, this would be a little better, a little bit more easy to segue. But we actually own a pair between me and Nick and Kat. We bought. Oh no, it's not even a pair. We bought two females together, but they're at Kat's place currently. We gotta get ours, but that it's easily one of my favorite snake species. They're so cool.
You're making them big bucks. Was that Mr. Ladies Man for Dylan's sake? What's the number? DM me. I'll give you my number.
Not your number. What's the number of moms that have asked you?
None.
Jess disagrees.
There's been a couple who apparently flirted with me, but I'm autistic and oblivious to flirting. So
So much.
This comment wins.
I'm glad Lauren's in the Discord.
So the funny thing is about that, today I actually posted a pastel Batman female that we produced just on my Instagram. It has nothing to do with this particular show.
That racy snake photo.
But what I did was I had included what I intended on pairing the animal to when she got older. However, in my haste of posting, I said something like, I can't wait to pair her to our Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Hypo Het Clown girl.
Oh. Well.
So unless they both asexually reproduce, I don't think that's going to work out for me very well.
No, that's not going to work out for you very well.
Yeah, no, that actually happened today, so I just thought that was kind of a relevant thing. What made you realize you wanted to work with animals?
I've always loved animals.
Your voice picks up, right?
Shut up, Jess. I've always loved animals.
She's gonna come beat you up.
I love animals. I've always loved animals.
I'm on my hands.
That's my answer.
But in particular, though, like what was the catalyst to the reptile education thing? Like, what made you go, "Hey, I can actually make a go of this"?
It was just a matter of just trying it out, just doing some experimenting and seeing if I can make it work. And it turned out that people liked what I did. So super! I'm eager to show people my snakes.
Which
the response has been really, really great. I mean, like I just cannot get over the response.
Well, and I mean, truthfully, you were very, very hesitant over the first little bit of the start of it all.
Yes.
And luckily, there was the entire Discord there basically saying, just do it.
Bullying me into doing things. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is basically the thing the Discord's best at.
Right.
Specifically just for you, though.
Just bullying me. Just bullying me. Okay.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I don't know how Isaac knows about this. So after the first day of the CRBE, a bunch of us went out to dinner. And let's just say it was the worst dining experience I think I've ever had.
You left a review, didn't you?
Oh, a real nasty one. So I was thinking, hey, I've worked all day at the expo. Well, we all had, but I was like, I don't want to wait for a full entree. Like most people that were at our bigger table were ordering entrees. And I was like, no, screw that. I'm ordering some appetizers, so my food comes first. Like, I'm hungry. So I ordered garlic bread and chicken wings, right? Somehow, it took an hour and 20 minutes for our food to start coming out. It was a table of like 20 of us. Everybody else ordered entrees, and my food came second last. So that was the story about our terrible CRB dining experience. We won't be going back into that anytime soon. That's a great question from Daniel Corman. What drew you into the hobby, and how has that changed over time? I know you already answered the first part. Has the business side of things changed your relationship with the hobby? I like that question a lot.
Not me. It hasn't. The business side of things has been just great because it's very much a vertical market. So I'm just dealing with people on an individual level, and it's been great. All my clients have been super, super awesome. I've never had a problem with the business side of things.
So what's the typical size of a group, or I guess an audience, that you would have at one of your shows?
Well, I try and keep it around the 25-ish range, but typical group is usually around 15. But we've done, 25. We've had as many as 30 or so.
Would you ever consider doing like bigger shows?
Not for what I do, because I'm not there just sort of showing off snakes and creating a spectacle and say, hey, look at this crazy snake. You should hold it for a second. Because I actually want them to go a little deeper than that. I want them to actually emotionally connect with the animals. That's the part that I think lasts.
Yeah, getting a kid to walk up and really quickly touch a Burmese python one time and then never touch a snake for the rest of their life isn't quite what you're going for, right?
No, I want each person to have a relationship with the animal that they're playing with, and I've been doing pretty good at it too. I gotta say.
And honestly, like for what you're doing, that sounds like the ideal, right? Like, you get into too many kids, and you're probably going to lose more than half of their interest if one or two start acting up and they just go off on their own because kids are. I'm not going to say anything bad about children, but like
Lauren had a question there about kids.
Okay, so guys, can we please also keep in mind that this is being used to promote Pete, and as much as I am a family friend, as much as I would like to rag on kids as well, we're trying to.
Let me just say they're not like that for me.
And I think that's the best answer though here, because some people are built to deal with kids.
Yep.
Some people are not. And that's the truth, right? Now
yes,
that's
Lauren,
a good question.
Snakes, yes, they have. None of mine have, but Dinah's have. Speaking of Dinah,
I was about to say,
Dynamite pythons.
Go give her a follow.
She's the only reason I'm able to do this.
Sorry?
So she's the only reason I was able to do this. I mean, I started it with 6 snakes. I can't do educational shows with 6 snakes. But Dinah just stepped right up and said, no, use my snakes. I'll come with you. And she's been helping me out along the way. And I can't say enough good things about her. She's an angel.
If anybody isn't following her, please go follow her. Just like it is spelled on Pete's shirt. But yeah, go give her a follow. She's bringing some really cool stuff. We're actually sending her some stuff whenever we get shipping out your way, because Pete's actually waiting on 3 snakes from us right now. That's, I guess, a reveal. I guess nobody really knows that other than the Discord. But Oh, I mean, I don't care. It's not like you're getting something you shouldn't be.
That's true. That's true.
The wink wasn't because he actually is. It's just that anyway.
Backstory. No, just fill in the backstory. Chris promised me a hoggy once upon a time, but when I started doing educational stuff, I said, "Oh no, I can't have a hoggy in Nova Scotia." So I said no to the hoggy. But he's sending me.
Yeah. So basically, I offered him a hognose, a Western hognose. I kept and cared for and loved this little guy for so
Shut
long.
up, you
And then
son
Pete was
of-
like, and then Pete was like, "Screw that snake! I don't even want it. It's ugly." So no, that's not the truth at all. That's not the truth at all. So
soul
I did
crushing.
I did offer Pete a snake, hognose, and he was very, very willing and happy to accept it. However, where he lives,
Then I learned that they're restricted here.
yeah,
I
so
learned that.
unfortunately,
no.
that coupled with him trying to get into reptile educational work, he didn't want to take that risk, which is totally understandable. So that animal actually ended up going to a different children's reptile education program in Toronto. And I really should get on finding out the name of that because I keep telling you I'll find it out too. Yeah, in Pete's honor, we ended up still putting that animal towards that cause because that's what he was always intended for. Whoa.
It's very rough teaching the kids as someone that has autism. That's something I've always been interested in, but I can barely explain anything myself. Well, I don't think it's hard to teach them. I think it's actually easier to relate to kids who have special needs and autism. One thing that I did is I spent a lot of time memorizing and learning people's social cues and so forth. So I'm pretty good at picking up what the kids are sending me.
Will's hella heat illegal because of venomous? Yes.
Specifically because they're venomous. Yep.
Yeah, dang that venom that'll make you itch a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
I always hear people be like, "Oh, well, I know my buddy's brother's friend's mom's kid's sister's uncle got bit by one once and he lost a finger." It's like, no, you don't. What's funny is I actively get chewed by mine quite often. I've actually had it happen on lives before. A couple of mine are just dicks. Really? This cat just wants the spotlight. Okay. Apparently not.
Well, this is my emotional support snake. You can have a cat.
Not if she doesn't want to stay here. Go away, Winnie. The most important question of the night.
Nair.
This is a great opportunity to shout out Katie.
That's true.
I
got a hognose snake from Lilac Hollow Ball Pythons, Lilac Hollow Crochet on Etsy. Check her out. She's amazing.
On top of that, she will be at the Mississauga Reptile Expo on November 6th with hypermorphic reptiles. So if you guys are looking for any kind of cool crocheted critters, please. Wow, that was a weird alliteration. Please come out. We'll also be vending. And along with a lot of other people that have actually been on this show before, Nicole from Canadian Regis, we got Dylan, Dizzy, Yusuf. Lots of people are going to be there. I'm not going to list everybody that's been on the show that'll also be at the expo because it would take too long. But yeah, guys, if anybody's looking for anything like that, please come out. It'll be a great time. It's okay, Lauren. We love you. For anybody that's maybe not watching right now,
hey, hello, Viper Detailing.
So that is Dinah. That's who we were actually just talking about.
Dinah's she's like an entrepreneurial mastermind. Her other business that she just started this year, I think it was Viper Detailing. So they're doing car detailing.
Which is incredible because how old is she?
She's 21. No,
At
22
21, I
now.
couldn't even be
22
bothered
now.
to get off my couch. Like,
No,
like,
and her,
all I wanted to do was sleep.
and she's got such a supportive family behind her as well. So they've been amazingly helping her. Her mom handles the rats and does a lot. Yeah, 22. That's what I said. Just amazing family. I love them so much.
So I heard you had a question to ask me.
To ask you?
Yeah. About a specific ball python gene.
Are you producing any of those spider ball pythons, Christopher?
Kat told me about that.
I said that privately to Kat. She's supposed to be involved, man.
Well, so she told me because she was hoping that you would actually ask, and then I was going to counter, like something you weren't expecting. Weirdly enough, though, this year I've only made one.
Yeah, the split cuts, right? Didn't you make one with Billy?
Yeah. Yes, that's the only one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just sorry. I stopped for a second because it's really weird because like I don't avoid spider like a lot of people do. I don't care.
No.
Oh, Pete, what 3 things did you wish knowing before you started what you were currently doing?
What 3 things do I wish I knew?
You don't have to get to 3. Just is there anything that you wish you would have known ahead of time before you sort of jumped in?
I wish I knew that snakes were addictive. When I got my first one, nobody informed me of that, so I had no idea that I'd be selling plasma for snakes on the corner, whatever.
Snakes and tattoos, man, like they're both.
Snakes, well, I don't have any tattoos.
Don't get one because they're the same.
Pardon me?
I said don't get one because it's the same.
Okay.
And they're both really expensive, so you gotta like pick one or the other. Like I haven't been able to get a tattoo in like 8 years. Not actually 8 years, but still.
But that's probably the biggest thing. I don't just I guess I wish I had really understood the expense and the commitment involved. But even discovering it later, it's like, that's cool. I like it. It's fine.
To be fair though, in your situation, you're not breeding, and I don't think you
No.
have any. You don't have any. You're not looking to breed at any point, are you?
No, I'm sort of thinking maybe hobby collar clutches at some point, but that's about it. But I'm not.
Sorry. So what I meant was you're not looking to actively start breeding moving
No.
forward.
No.
I think everybody that has snakes at one point is like, well, it'd be cool to try.
I unfortunately I'm too emotionally invested in the animals. I couldn't take the heartache, the heartbreak of breeding. You guys,
yeah, and there is quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
But that said, maybe one day you do get to that color braid clutch or 2. Like that'd be really cool.
Yep.
I know one of the ones you're getting from us is ready to go. So I was trying to segue away from snakes and I keep bringing it back. So the segue is not going to make sense anymore. But are there any other species that you want to involve in your shows moving forward, even if they're not like snakes?
Well, yeah, I'd like to have a couple of legless lizard examples.
That's why I use snake quotes. That's why I use hand quotes, because I knew you were going to say legless lizards, which are basically fucking snakes, even though they're not.
That would be about the only thing. I want to go for snake like nobody's business. We're pretty limited in the colubrids we can have here in Nova Scotia, so it's mostly kings, rat snakes. We're allowed indigos though. Indigos and gophers. Yeah, no. Gophers.
What?
I know.
Okay, Western hognoses? Never.
No, not Western hognoses, but yeah, indigos. Go ahead.
Dream reptiles that you want to work with.
Dream reptile to work with. Well, I'd really like to work with carpets at some point. So hopefully get into
Carpets are cool snakes.
They're pretty fun.
Carpet pythons, for anybody that doesn't know what we're referring to.
No, I meant carpeting, like shag, short.
I can tell you, as somebody that worked in the flooring industry for years, you're not missing anything.
No.
So don't bother. Carpet's fucking terrible. Just don't ever
I'm sure.
get carpet, buy carpet. If you're doing a reno, don't use carpet. It's just bad times.
Mm-hmm.
It's soft on your feet. That's the only plus. Everything else is just garbage.
Yeah, especially if
apparently now this is a flooring show. Okay, so usually this question is directed at breeding plans and stuff of that nature, but you're not actively breeding and you don't want to. So what are your goals for the next few years at the very least? Is there anything that you want to do, anything that you want to make sure that you don't do, or anything like that moving forward?
Well, I'd like to get to the point where I can do around 3 or 4 events a week. In a perfect world, probably some homeschool and school stuff during the week and birthday parties on the weekend. I mean, that's like, this is all sort of coming out of nowhere for me. I just got snakes because I wanted to help with my anxiety, and then all this other stuff happened. And in a lot of ways, I just think I'm along for the ride, but I'm here for every last bit of it because I love it. I love working with kids, and I love working with animals, and I love it.
I just realized that Isaac has no fucking idea how old I am.
I'm older than Chris by a little.
Because he's a baby.
I know he's a baby, but still he has no idea how old I am. I've seen a total of 1 shag carpet in an apartment in my entire life. And I have gone into many people's apartments for like my old work. It was.
You want to hear something weird? My dad owned a panel van that was shag carpet from head to toe inside.
That sounds awesome.
It was creepy.
By today's standards, yes. By the standards of that day, though, that sounds awesome.
Crazy.
All right. Well, Pete, I'm not going to keep you too long. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to drop them. Oh man, my brain I had a question for you. My brain just was like, no, don't do drugs, kids. Oh crap. This Lauren's just been a utopia of great comments that I can do. This is great. Crap, I can't remember what I was going to ask you. Is there anything you want to ask me? I'm a great interviewer.
You are. How did you get so great at interviewing people? It's phenomenal. No, other than I am happy to be here. Like I've been sweating about this all week because I couldn't think of a reason for it. Unfortunately, I need a purpose to do everything. I couldn't think of purpose for this, but then I thought about a purpose, and it's what I've been trying to do all along. I want to educate kids about snakes and everything, but more importantly, I want to connect normies to this hobby, and that includes all of you guys out there. Everybody. Every group I meet with is like exponential growth. Every booking that I do, I get like 3 more bookings out of it, and it just keeps expanding and exponentially growing. And I think that could mean it's not just good for me; it's good for the entire business, because I want these people wanting to be a part of this hobby. And the Canadian reptile community is amazing, and I want to connect people to it.
We've gotten 2 requests for the radio voice.
What's the radio voice?
I don't know.
Hi, Dylan. I don't know what's the radio voice.
I just assumed they knew something I didn't. Okay,
I can make Chris more comfortable by being a cat. How's that? Does that help you at all?
No, that creeps me out a little bit.
Oh, you don't like me as a cat? All right.
That was really fun.
Okay. That's really corny. That's pretty corny, Chris. Tell me another one. I'm all
Why
ears.
did I let Pete on this show? I was gonna stop being a core. Fuck's sakes.
What
I
were you
hate those
saying,
filters.
Chris?
Oh, that one's all right.
Okay.
You can just keep that one on.
Where are they? Harvey Dent. Can we trust him? Lauren knows what I'm talking about. Lauren knows the clip I'm talking about. She knows the Zoom clip. Thank you, Lauren. I'm not actually a cow.
Oh, I had a question for you. I'm fucking crying.
Don't cry, Chris.
I mean, I still don't know where Kat went, so I just like, what?
It's Bud the Spud.
Why is he in front of a brick wall?
I don't know. I'm a DJ Potato. Leave me alone. I don't make the rules here.
I gotta say that I've had somebody in their underwear on here before, but this is the first. Jesus. So the question I was going to ask you is going to seem really weirdly placed after all of this. Oh my god.
Sure. This will be better for you. There you go. Hi, Chris.
This is gonna scar Jesse forever. You have to look. No, it's actually
Jesse
funny.
will appreciate this.
It's his eyes and mouth over Hello Kitty.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
It looks like Hello Kitty did a lot of crack.
I did a lot of crack.
Maybe.
Meth was not kind to me. The streets are hard.
Okay, so what I was that's funny. What I was gonna say was, if we could end this on a good audio clip, what's one piece of information that you would want somebody that was either uncomfortable with snakes, afraid of snakes, or just overall not feeling the vibe, that we all feel in terms of how much we love these animals? Like, what's one like parting piece of audio that you would like to leave them with?
Well, when I'm actually doing it, the one thing that I'm trying to communicate to them the most is that they're just little animals. They're not that much different from a squirrel or a guinea pig. They're just shaped weird. They're the same as every other tetrapod in every possible way. They just have a really weird shape. And if you can just get past the weird shape, they're an enjoyable animal to spend time with, just like any other. In fact, they're more enjoyable than most animals, because at least they'll just slither around you without trying to bite your face off.
Good question, Dylan. How do you get the kid that's super scared of snakes turn into the one holding everything?
Patience and affirmation. That I always make it really clear to everybody, especially the kids, that I'm the crazy one here. Ophidiophobia affects 1/3 of all adults. It's one of the most common phobias. It's the most common phobia after heights and spiders. So really, we're the weird ones here. And I just find affirming that and letting them know that they're perfectly sane to have that aversion, but give it a second and you'll just find out that they're just weird shaped. They're not scary at all. And most kids come around pretty quick. And plus they see me with them and I'm very affectionate. They don't like, oh yes. I always say that. I say, they always ask me if the snakes bite and I say only me. So
now, could that not come back to bite you in the ass?
It did. Sandy did bite me actually at an event. So
okay, but I don't actually mean bite you in the ass. I mean, like, what happens on the day that a snake actually goes for a kid? Like, I'm sure it's gonna happen. Not to you. I mean, just in general, I'm sure it happens.
Well, and this is what I tell the kids. Snakes, unlike all other many mammals, like cats and dogs, they use their teeth and they bite in play. But snakes only
Thank
bite
you,
for
Lauren.
I don't feed them with my butt.
The commentary by Lauren, though, is just like top tier. I'm loving it.
I try and tell them that snakes only bite for two reasons. Either they mistake you for food or they think you're about to kill them. And as long as you don't meet either of those two criteria, chances you're gonna be just fine. But everybody has to fill out a form that accepts the risk of live animals. They're live animals. They can't be domesticated. They bite, they poop, they are able to carry pathogens. You have to accept that risk when you're bringing them in. But that's the reason we have insurance, so that if there is an accident, we're covered.
Now, that said, there's never going to be a case where a child is seriously injured by even an adult-born snake.
No. And the only ones that I ever are any minor concern are these guys, the king snakes. But just when I have kids working with a king snake, I'm just there monitoring them closely with the king snake. And you can see the snake when it switches. You can see when it's thinking about it. And when he's gone into feeding mode. So, okay, he's now moving as if he's in feeding mode. I'm just going to take him off you and blah, 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 blah. But this guy here bit me like 4 times days after I got him. But just, working with him every day. And now he's just doo-doo-doo-doo. No problems.
He's what?
He's doo-doo-doo-doo. Look at that. He's a little doo.
For an MBK, he is actually quite chill.
He is. He's got a really good temperament. He's just the only thing I had to teach him is because he was kept as a breeder, so he wasn't really handled a lot. So he doesn't know that handling time isn't feeding time. It's actually pretty easy to teach him that. Once they figure that out, you're good to go.
There's a cat war going on behind the computer. Oh, the hits keep coming from Lauren. These are great. All right, Pete. Well, I'm not going to subject this. Apparently, I can't talk. I've only had 2 drinks. This is terrible. I am not going to subject you to this any longer. Oh, sorry. I do have to let this one go.
He's not in shed right now, though. Look,
but he's perpetually in shed. It seems like.
No, he just loves to eat.
Anyway, if there's any parting words of wisdom or anything you'd like to share with anybody that's either watching now or potentially watching in the future, now's the time. Plug your your social handles, all that kind of stuff. I'll have that in the description as well, but just in case people don't know.
It's 4Pete Snakes on Facebook and Instagram, and 4petesnakes.ca is the website. And my parting words of wisdom is just try and be as kind as you can. You influence more people with kindness than you do by getting upset with them.
That is really nice. Yeah, I mean that's probably the best. Yeah, I can't top that. That's it. Pete, thank you very much, man. I know.
Thank you, brother.
How much of a stress this has been for you. I know.
Okay.
I know it's
especially stressful. The cat just bailed on me. It's like, oh no.
I'm a little worried about her. I think I actually might call her when we get off.
Maybe do that.
She didn't get back, so either there's internet issues or something seriously went wrong, and I'm really hoping it was just the internet thing. But yeah, Pete, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I know I kind of forced you into this and didn't even actually really give you an option.
That's okay.
I just sort of said, hey, you're doing it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
But it's your fault that I've decided to start just saying yes to all these sort of appearances.
I don't know why that's my fault. You shouldn't blame me for anything. I am not that kind of a influence on you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, Pete, again, thank you so much. This was awesome. Kat, wherever you are in the ether, thank you for being on for the first, whatever, 20, 30 minutes it was before we lost you. And everybody, thank you for tuning in. I unfortunately do not have a guest to announce for the next show, which is supposed to be 2 weeks from now. I had someone lined up, and unfortunately, just today they told me they couldn't do it. So I'm hoping that I have a guest to announce for 2 weeks from today. Sometime in the next week, I'm scrambling a little bit to get somebody in, but we're gonna have to see. And yeah. Oh. Could you imagine?
Oh,
I wish I was this diabolical. I was the one that literally asked Pete if he wanted to have anybody else on to help with this. So that would be that would just be mean. No, that is a level of evil that I don't think I could reach.
No, I don't think Kat's that manipulative.
Anyway, Pete, thanks again, man. I hope you have a
Thank
great
you,
night. And you know what? One day we'll have you back on. Maybe we'll do a round table so you don't have to worry about all the attention being on you. And yeah, hope you have a great night. And thanks again.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Like I said, unfortunately, I had somebody drop off last second. Well, I shouldn't say last second. It's 2 weeks from now, but at the last second before this show started for the next show. So I will be trying to get somebody to fill that spot, and I will be announcing it as soon as I get that confirmation. I've already been working on it. But we are going to work on it being a lot more concrete schedule-wise for when these Friday Night Lives are going to be. Seems our internet's holding up a lot better than it was last show as well, which is fantastic. And yeah, big thanks to Pete. I know he was super stressed out and nervous about coming on, but he did a great job. And wherever you are, thanks, Kat. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I see you next time. And yeah, have a great Friday. Peace.